We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Wait. What? It's not Christmas? Oh. Hey everybody, the NFL draft is today. I thought it was Christmas, but what's the difference to all of us sports fans out there and NFL draft fanatics like myself? So I'm excited for the NFL draft tonight. It begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, ESPN, ABC, NFL Network. You can watch it on any of those platforms. So if you missed any of my draft coverage leading up over the past really 3 weeks, I've released 2 different mock drafts, some sleeper picks as well, trade speculation, all of that good stuff. So if you missed any of that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on any video that you watched. So because I've covered pretty much everything, the last thing I can cover that I think many fans out here who miss sports a lot, I'm talking to you all the gamblers, I'm going to talk about prop bets from CBS Sports Bet. So some of the prop bets for today are pretty interesting for the NFL draft. So starting with my first prop bet, the over-under for Tua Tagovailoa in this draft is 3.5. I'm going to take the over there. I think the Miami Dolphins have done a great job leading other teams, the Chargers, off their scent, and I do think that they're going to stay at the 5th overall pick. The Chargers will not trade up to 3 to get Tua, and I do believe that Miami will pick Tua with the 5th overall pick. So the over-under of 3.5 for Tua, who yes has injury history, yes isn't sure how he's going to hold up in the NFL. He's undersized, but he throws one of the prettiest deep balls in the NFL. Could be a Drew Brees from the left-handed side. I think he gets drafted 5th overall, so the over-under of 3.5, take the over. Secondly, we're going to the other quarterback in this draft class not named Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. The over-under is set at 5.5. Once again, I'm taking the over. I think with Herbert, there's a few scenarios that happen here. He could go to Miami at 5, but I really think all those reports we've been hearing have just been a smokescreen by Miami and Brian Flores. Next, he could go number 6 overall to the LA Chargers. However, the Chargers could take another player who we'll talk about here in a minute that they can't pass up on if he slides there. If that happens, Justin Herbert could slide all the way into the 20s. So I do believe that Herbert will go at least 6th overall, maybe somewhere in the 20s, if not there. So the over-under at 5.5, take the over on Justin Herbert. Now the next prop bet also has to deal with quarterbacks, the over-under of 4.5 quarterbacks taken in the first round of this year's draft. This one's really easy. Take the under all the way, throw the entire house at the under of 4.5. There's just not many teams that need a quarterback, and there's only 4 quarterbacks in contention for first round picks. We're pretty sure that there will be 3. Joe Burrow, Tua, and Justin Herbert. Jordan Love is the question mark as the 4th quarterback. Will a team wait until the early 2nd round to draft him, or will a team trade back into the 1st round, like the Colts, like the Chargers if they pass on Herbert, maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars, in order to draft him late in the 1st round? So I do believe that it's very safe to bet the under on 4.5 quarterbacks taken in the 1st round, because I don't think Jake Fromm or Jacob Eason is going to be worth drafting in the 1st round, especially when pretty much every team has their quarterback situation figured out for the next couple of years. Now the next prop bet I have is the first wide receivers taken off the board, the best 2 wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. Both of them have been set at 12.5 for the over-under. So for Jerry Jeudy, I'm going to take the under. I think most GMs believe he is the best wide receiver overall in this draft class. So I believe a team like the Denver Broncos could trade up to the 7th or the 9th pick. And if nobody trades up, I do believe the Jacksonville Jaguars or maybe even the Las Vegas Raiders would consider drafting them at their slots. And then CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to take the over. I think he's the clear-cut number 2 wide receiver in this draft class. I'm sure there's a couple GMs and teams that believe he's wide receiver 1, but I think he falls to the 13th pick, maybe to the 15th pick. And so I do think that with CeeDee Lamb, you take the over, but Jerry Jeudy, you take the under on 12.5. And then my next player, Isaiah Simmons, over under 6.5. This one's tricky. I had him falling in my last mock draft to 7 or 8, maybe even 9. But I do believe that Isaiah Simmons will be drafted either 4th overall by the Giants or 6th overall by the Los Angeles Chargers. There's been lots of talk of him falling by everybody else, but from what I've heard and the people I've talked to with the Chargers, I do believe that the Chargers will not pass on Isaiah Simmons no matter what if he's there with the 6th overall pick. So even if they have their choice of Tua or Justin Herbert, they will at least heavily consider drafting Isaiah Simmons with that 6th overall pick. So the over-under of 6.5 for Simmons, who might be the most explosive player in this draft class, I'm taking the under. He might be the best player in this draft class. I don't think he gets past 6. And then finally, the last prop bet here for the first round of the NFL draft that I'm going to talk about. The over-under for SEC players drafted in the first round is set at 15.5. Now, in my mock draft version 2.0, I had 15 players drafted out of the SEC. That's almost half of the first round being SEC players. 16 would be exactly half. I think it's safe to say the under will happen for the SEC. I think we'll have a couple surprises at the back end of the first round. That's where I had some SEC players. We could have players from the Big Ten or other teams as well. So I do believe that 15 is the number for SEC players being drafted in the first round. I think it's going to be almost set in stone there. So taking the under on 15.5 is the smart bet. So there you have it, everybody. For all you gamblers out there that have been yearning for some sort of sport to gamble on, there's 6 prop bets you can gamble on for the first round of tonight's NFL draft. And for everybody else, the NFL draft is tonight. I'm excited. You can hear it in my voice. I've been waiting for this for basically since sports stopped about a month ago, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So catch the draft at 8 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network, ESPN, ABC, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, I'd love it if you leave a comment down below in this video. Let me know how excited you are for the NFL draft tonight. I'd love it if you leave a like on this video, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. So with that, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Happy draft day.